Hello everyone, it is Kristen with Infinite Heart and Soul. I wanted to pop back on because a while ago I had talked about transconscious channeling and what that was. So Lola is playing with the cat. Of course, as soon as I start the video, they start going crazy. That's just how it goes, right? So I talked about transconscious channeling because it was something that I was beginning to understand. And having more experience now and totally knowing how I use it, what I do with it, and the fact that it's not well known that we can do and be both. So, like Daryl Anka, if you've heard of him, he channels Bashar and he's a trans channel. Abraham Hicks is a trans channel. So, I don't go completely out. I'm a conscious and trans channel. So, I will go in and out. Most sessions I do, I'm completely aware of all of my faculties, which is conscious channeling. I'm using all of my psychic gifts and bringing forward as the conduit of the energy to bring forward the messages. But when I was in class, I wanted to share this experience because it was really trippy cool. So when you're a trans channel, you can be aware. Like I was aware what was going on because I do healings and activations at the end of each class. So when I had the root chakra singing bowl and I started the singing bowl and I was waiting for the light language to come in, and when I do light language, it might be talking in different tongues, maybe it's tones, maybe it's actually sing-songy. Sometimes it's hand movements, depending on which beings are coming forward for that healing and activation. So when I was doing the root chakra singing bowl, I believe I was taking everyone to the center of the earth. And all of a sudden, I felt this energy come through me and I started crying. Like I could feel I was crying. I just had tears rolling down my cheeks. But I wasn't sobbing because Gaia took control of my throat, of my voice. But everything else I was aware of. So I felt like I was convulsing, like I was shaking, my eyes were twitching, which felt like violently twitching. It didn't hurt in any way. It was just like really crazy twitching. And tones came out of me that were not mine. It's the weirdest thing to have them just come in through your throat and you're aware. So I'm starting to get used to them coming in using different faculties of mine, if that makes sense. So I actually went back and looked at the video and I thought I was totally like shaking, my eyes were nuts, and I was crying because it's such unconditional love that you just feel it through every fiber of your being because they mesh in with you and we're meeting frequencies. And I was able to pull my frequency up to meet that with Gaia, and she was able to adjust with me and come out with these sounds and tones and singing for the class. And it was really powerful, and it was a huge lesson for me because you have to really let go. You have to really trust not only your spirit team, but yourself when you're doing this work, right? So I really had to learn trust and really had to learn to let go. So when I was looking back at the video, I was not shaking like I thought I was. You can see my eyes twitching and you can see that I was crying a bit, but I looked very together. But inside I felt like a mess. I really did. So I was like, wow, that's fascinating because that's just how you know, like, we're energy beings in this meat suit, right? So when I was looking at myself, I'm like, man, I remember just like my whole body was shaking and whirling, and I could feel Gaia's energy and the unconditional love and just the emotion and the joy from her. And to have it come through me, it was just making me cry even more. And my eyes were twitching. You could see my eyes twitching, but it felt like it was more violent than that. It didn't hurt by any means, but it's unusual. And I know when I do energy healing on myself, or I go to my massage therapist, who's actually my Reiki teacher, my guides will move my head, like if they want my neck more straight or they want my arms in a certain spot, I move and I'm not moving it. So an aspect of, I'm not channeling at that point, I'm channeling for myself, but that to me is part of it, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions, go ahead and plop them below, because I understand this more and I want to get this out there because so many more people are doing it. You just don't have the words to put to what it is you're doing. A lot of my students are doing it and they're saying, I go out and I don't know, I don't have a memory of what I said. It's, we'd call it a brain fart. Honestly, you would call it that, or just say I had a moment and I just went out and that kind of thing. It's actually not. You're trans channeling. So you're in the flow and you're channeling, and all of a sudden they'll come through and Kristen's gone. I'm somewhere else in the astral. And when I come back in, I don't have an awareness of what is said, or I might have an awareness of the end snippet of what was said, if that makes sense. So plop down below, because a lot more people are, this is something that I feel has always been around. We just didn't have a term for it. It was either one or the other. You don't have to be one or the other. You can be both. You can be, I'm a trans conscious channel. So, and I'm a trans conscious channel for spirit guides and for beings of love and light. So, I want to get this out there. If you can hear Lola, she is fluffing her bed right now. They were totally calm when I started the video, and one's gnawing on their bone, the other one's doing the chow chow on her bed, and her bed is now across the room. But drop your comments down below and let me know, have you experienced this before? How have you experienced? I love to hear how other people work with these energies. We all have these psychic senses: hearing, seeing, feeling, knowing, taste, and smell, but we all use them differently, and it's absolutely fascinating and amazing. We all use them differently and experience them differently. So it's interesting to hear, because like-minded individuals, oh my gosh, I do the same thing, or that happens with me too. Oh, that's so neat that, you know, we have this similar, you know, experience together. And then hearing others that are just so totally different, it's absolutely amazing. And a lot of times, if I'm really interested in doing how someone else is experiencing, I'll have a conversation with my guides and be able to experience it that way and say, okay, I like that. I want to continue doing that way, because you get to say what goes. We have free will and we're the driver, not the passenger of our spiritual journey. So we can inform our team how we want to experience, what we want to experience, that type of thing. I've really had to learn to let go, because it's hard to, you really have to trust yourself in doing it, right? So I trust myself. I've had a big fat ego moment in 2022 where I really had to learn to trust myself. And I really do now. Yeah, I still have my moments because I'm human, hello, but I trust myself a lot more. And because I trust myself, a lot more can open up that way. So if you're having any issues channeling, it's not anything wrong. It's just us. we have to trust ourselves and allow ourselves to rest and to grow and to evolve into the best version of ourselves that we can be. So I hope all of that makes sense. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I always forget to ask that. And anything you want to hear about, put a comment in there. I do read the comments. I do want to try and do a lot more YouTube videos. I'm really trying. Spirit has nudged me to speak more, and I kind of just hide behind my classes and my sessions and everything. But I feel like people really need to know this because it's coming out a lot more. This is 2023. You know, we're in the age of Aquarius and we're growing a lot more. So we are becoming a lot more Lemurian. So a lot more of that time period of activating our gifts and using the technologies, the crystals and all of that. It sounds really hippy dippy, but this is my 7th year doing this. And man, I've been immersed in all of this, and it seems like you can grow, and all of you on this spiritual journey, you know this. It feels like you've had a year's worth of growth in a week. You can be stagnant for a while, and then all of a sudden you can have a day and feel like it's been 6 months of information that you've received, because we're conduits of energy like a computer, and we can get so much information all at once. So again, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you've had an experience with transconscious channeling. Have you gone out and came back in and said, wait a minute, I don't remember saying that. I don't remember saying anything. What did I say? Where did I go? Your transconscious channeling. And a lot of times it happens when you're speaking to friends and family, because it's a message that they're meant to hear, something that can assist them, and they're ready to hear that message. So the guides will just slip on in because you're in that vibration, and able to be the conduit for that message for someone. So let me know if you've experienced that. I thank you all so much. Bye. Have a great day.